Gladiators, do you reckon they're going to embrace their villain arc?
No, and it's because most of the players on the team are like that, are either too shy to show up on a camera, like Fisher Guy, or they're too polite when they do, like Sage. The only exception is Wet, but I have a feeling he's actually getting a bit tilted at the whole conversation that's going on.
He's not on the interviews anymore.
Exactly, which we're pretty disappointed about because Wet, he can bite.
He can bite. Can he bark, though? Certainly not as loud as Logic.
Nobody can bark like Logic.
What about Supernova, though? Because I think coming into this game, there's obviously going to be a lot of talk about GAIMIN GLADIATORS, somewhat such as Chiefs in the last game with Circular Spheres. What about Supernova? What about thoughts here? I mean, they come into this with a bit of a free punch. No one's giving them really an opportunity. And very quickly, shout out, of course, another organization making their way into the Oceania League. Great to see. But this is certainly, you know, trial by fire.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier from here on out in this game. And Supernova really have their work cut out for them. They have been a great team in the past. Like that old Odium roster, we had a lot of expectation of. They had some huge wins in the past, but I'm not convinced that this is the strongest iteration of the roster that we've seen. But that said, as much as we love to meme on Prez, like, technically, we probably do have a firepower upgrade here, getting Pinku on the roster. Like, Pinku's always been such a phenomenal player. He's played on the old Antic roster and many others, Circular Spheres at points. Yep. Palarasi is, to me, like the untested one. I personally haven't seen him play before, so I don't know what the Supernova roster is going to be like.
Did he play last stage?
Palarasi, don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Maybe he might have. Maybe he did. I don't remember him playing last time. Really?
Well, that's not a good sign. Maybe you don't remember him.
It might be a me problem.
You can clearly see into the server as we just kind of loaded in. Silly Cat enjoying.
Oh, yeah.
It is Pinku.
Yeah.
Does kind of lead me to believe that maybe this was actually quite like a last-second decision. Now, he was listed as a substitute for the roster. So I do wonder if it was kind of like, hey, we're going to actually use you. And
yeah, we might have to dial up Mr. President and find out what's going on there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it wasn't any backdoor deals. I hope it wasn't a leadership spill or anything like that.
For all we know, maybe it's a one-night thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes it's just a one-night stand with these subs.
Eyes on Tuhan, you think?
Yeah, so, well, I'll just finish touching on Supernova for a sec.
Yep,
because,
touch them up.
Yeah, because I want to mention the rivals, right? The Oceanic Rivals, the off-season tournament. We talked a lot about particularly Outlast and how they were runners-up at that tournament. We talked about how the Chiefs, they came first in that tournament. That was their proving ground. Supernova came 9th to 10th. In an off-season Tier 2 tournament that didn't even have GG in it. That's a big red flag. In the off-season, these guys have struggled. In the flip side, we don't really know what to expect. This is the first official we're seeing Tuhan play with GG. This is the first time X-Bliss is donning their new jerseys. And Tuhan wasn't even the top-rated player on Antic last stage. He was behind both player and Cairo. Yeah, exactly. Who, funnily enough, have now gone and joined his biggest rivals in the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, just for the shuffling in terms of the rosters, and with Pinku now in, it feels like it just continues to shuffle. Eyes will certainly be on Tuhan coming into not only this game, but really the stage as a whole. Big shoes to fill. We saw Oda drop 11 in that last game, a big catalyst, arguably the MVP for Chiefs in that win. So, you know, if you're going to make a change like that, it has to be warranted. From what I've heard, Tuhan impressed, especially in the scrims, in the trials, and they pulled the trigger. From what we heard in the interview, though, certainly one that wasn't public was potential of benching Fisher Guy. Now, well, I can't wait to... I'm somewhat hoping GG win just so we can get an interview to clarify that. You know that's going to be the first question that Rob's going to ask.
This game is a win-win for the viewers because either Supernova win and it's an amazing upset, or GG win and we get to really roast them in the interview. So I'm excited no matter what. And also for the GG fans out there, I want to give you something to grip onto. Like, these guys do have massive potential with Tuhan. Like, they could go big. They're looking for their next breakout at an international event. And if they believe that this is it, then I trust them.
Well, talk about storylining there. Tuhan, the first one to fall. Bappin finds the opening kill on the defense for Supernova. Here on Consulate, slow approach so far here in the opening round, but just now as we head over towards exterior balcony, and Webballs goes for a swift entry. Denied. Shut down at the front door by Quixie, and it's a 2-0 start to Supernova.
Yeah. It is indeed. 1 minute left to play. GG are looking a little bit rough around the edges. They haven't really got their boots in the building. Aggressive swing now. Fisher Guy can use the fire to try and flush out Quixie's position. Quixie's getting roasted to a punch. But Fisher hasn't been able to confirm the kill as of yet. Aggressive position for Quixie, but it's going to be so hard for Fish to actually confirm the kill. Meanwhile, Sage has made his way in the building, and Brendo has made the scoreboard even. Oh, the timing for Sage is not great. But he has forced that player back. There's still potential, but Bappen continues the form now at the CZ. It's all up to Fisho, guys. 7 HP,
oh, no.
and he is so far from home.
Yeah, he is out of position, out of place, and as you said, 7 HP, does have the diffuser, 20 seconds. At this point, if you're Pinku, if you're Bappen, play your angles, play with Charlie, you don't need to peek anything, but as I say that, Bappen just pops up from behind the shield, puts an end to it, opening round, away of Supernova.
My. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. It's Consulate defense. This is where you expect Supernova to find their feet. But GG have a huge weight on their shoulders. Everybody is watching them right now.
It's pressure they haven't felt in Oceania for years.
Yeah. They're the 3 times champions of this region, and they haven't really been contested that whole time. Yeah, occasionally they would lose a game here or there, but if anything, that was just a testing. That was about the refinement. I think we're talking a lot about Tuhan. We're talking a lot about Oda. You know what we're not talking about nearly enough?
Sage.
Well, yeah, sure.
I don't know. It was a name you didn't list.
Titan.
Right, yeah.
What a huge change for this roster to have Min Goran, who's been their coach for quite some time now, move to an analyst position and bring in someone who previously was an analyst, G2's analyst, import him all the way into the Oceanic region and give him this roster. I mean, he obviously has so much experience. Titan, of course, also coached the old GAIMIN GLADIATORS roster that was a primarily Indonesian roster back in 2022. So he's played in APAC before, or coached in APAC before, but I think a lot of people are looking at Titan as the man responsible for the moves, for the playstyle change. So he does bear a lot of the weight.
Yeah, I think that's rightful. I think that when you're coming into an environment that has had little change over the years, and then we're seeing big change. Titan comes in, Oda goes out, it's easy to then question a lot of the decision-making, where it's coming from. One round at a time mentality, and the good news for GAIMIN GLADIATORS is they can actually drop a map hero there throughout the main play days, because it's no longer best of 1. It's all about getting to the playoffs in as best form as you can possibly get to. I don't think they're going to be invulnerable. I actually think they will drop a map hero there throughout this stage as they continue to kind of navigate through some new waters. But we'll see if that happens in this particular game. Good start for Supernova. Now, the opening round was quite slow throughout the first minute and a half. I wonder if it'll continue here. Quixie thinking he can maybe go for a peek.
He's so confident. We saw it last round as well with his swings.
Brendo.
Aggressive roam clear. Big kill from Bappen, taking on the 1v1. Despite the logic bomb, despite the jackal, there is at least a trade. Tuhan is ready to receive the fallback.
Yeah, I feel like with Tuhan as well. Oh, hang on, this is an easy kill. Surely, yes, okay. Bappen confirms it on to Fisho Guy. Poor timing on the rappel. Now he can just get down the hatch, courtesy of the impact. And with that, Supernova can certainly confirm their advantage, go back, play sight. You have to feel like the pressure on Tuhan, though. When you're replacing someone like Oda, you're playing these entry positions. You're a fragger. We know that Tui can certainly push in, get kills, be aggressive. That can be so much more difficult to do mentally when there's more added pressure on your shoulders. Of course, all external, not internal, but still something to consider. 4v3, minute 20. Good position now for Supernova, where they've all been able to kind of fall back, play a bit of sight, except for Bappen still on that first floor, though. Same with Palarazi, too. Yellow ping intel here from Sage. Still playing a little roam game here, despite the advantage they've got.
Yeah, and the barrel being exposed there does mean there is big potential. Bappen gets a few bullets into Wet.
Should have played sight.
But Wetables gets the last laugh.
I think they just wanted to still keep a little bit of that vert on the first floor, just above. They're going to get punished for it. Of course, Palarazi was still over towards Closet. Now, did get the kill at the very least, and they know exactly where Wetables is, still up above on that bark. They can probably then get a sense that Tuhan will be up there. So for Pinku and Dirty, they know exactly where the last two are going to be playing from, where they're going to hopefully then be coming from. Not a lot of time either. Also, where's the diffuser?
Good question. Yeah, it's going to have to be retrieved. Indeed, it will be. Wetables is already low HP. He's trying to use the bark to finish off this vertical game, but there's not a lot of time to play with here. He hasn't found the players. He spot the feet for a brief moment, but I don't think he's going to be able to find the angle. Couple of bullets. Dirty receives them. Wetables takes him down. Big round for Wet. All up to Silly Cat enjoy it himself. Pinku finds his first. And now Tuhan must prove that he was a worthy pickup. He goes for the kill, but he's looking hella silly right now. Pinku, in his hoodie, is very happy to finish off the round.
Yeah, I don't think he's silly at all, but he is a cat enjoyer, that's for sure, as you can clearly see with that hoodie. 2-0 start for Supernova. Showing that aggression that we expect from this roster, from how they like to play. Maybe a little bit over there on the roam game, still deep late in that round. You probably could have started to bring players back towards sight. Shambles. Yeah. And you know what? What's interesting as well is I feel like, we saw the trailer for the Oceania League and kind of GG being painted as villains. A lot of the players know that like these guys could actually be, mentally not in the right position to deal with this kind of banter. We actually saw it in the last game when it was like, can we get Tui in for open quals, for example? You guys were kind of discussing it a little bit, but like, that's the kind of stuff I'm expecting to go GG's way. They've got to be prepared for that, prepared to deal with that. Do nothing start. You're going to get some comments here and there. You're going to be like, hey, maybe Oda could have won you that round. Like, that's the kind of comment that you could perceive to get. So I think they're a mature enough team to deal with it, but they've got to expect it.
Yeah, and Bliss, when they were Bliss, were always like the homeboys. Everyone in OCE flocked around them. Everyone said, yeah, these are our boys. We always support them in international events, kind of like the Chiefs in 2021.
Yeah.
And then there was a switch in that old Chiefs roster when we started to see questionable roster moves like God Legion getting dropped, like Fisho getting dropped. And then the conversation changed and they became the villains. And it didn't take long before that team fell apart completely. GG need to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself for them because they are no longer universally loved in OCE. They have this villain arc starting. Now, I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than who's the good guy and the bad guy because some people will take sides with GG, some people will take sides with Oda. And my question is, can they withstand that pressure? Because I know there are players that don't want to be partaking in any kind of narrative like that, but it still gets to them, especially a guy like Tui, who is the center point of all this controversy.
Now, bringing it back a little bit, the discussion around Pinku and President, our wonderful Robert J. Monday's gone and got some information. So he's found out that President is snowboarding overseas. I was going to say, he's snowboarding in New Zealand. You can't track him down. I'm not doxing him. It's a country. He's just missing this one game.
Okay.
But I tell you what, Pinku...
If they beat GG, I don't think your spot's going to be here.
I know a guy who
went to Greece.
I know a guy who went on holiday.
And when he came back,
he didn't have a spot. So it might not be yours when you come back. 2-0 start for Supernova and GG. Look, not on the ropes by any means. It is Consulate, but they would like to get a wriggle on. The good news for them is a lot of these rounds have been perceived as close. They're getting some kills. Last one coming down to a 1v1 couldn't really have been any closer. Still good signs from Supernova. By any means, they honestly don't look scared. And I wonder if that aura for this GG roster has actually left them. Maybe they left their aura behind with Bliss when they parted ways. Because it feels like they don't have that same aura about them anymore. That's also like...
Negative
Play-Day 1.
Negative aura. Xenox detects negative aura. Yeah. Oh, man. It's hard for me to say. I mean,
that aura, by the way, is not their playing ability. It's
No,
more
it's
just like the changes they've made, the vibes, they're talking about like the coach, new org, all these things. It's not the same old comfy Bliss that we've seen for the last 2 years.
No. I feel like the org change couldn't come at a better time as well. It's a new face for the face of OCE. On the back of their tactical timeout, this is where they will spring into action. Looking to push on the top floor. This is a tertiary bomb site. This is where they need to be winning, and they've dismantled that mirror position, but still players reside.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of pressure on Tuhan to kind of push forward. You're playing the Ash. A couple of flashes get thrown out, so trying to aid in clearing out this top floor position. It is Wettables again. I mean, he is fragging out. 5 versus 4. Okay, first time inside of the opening 3 rounds that we've seen GG get a bit of an advantage. How does Supernova respond? Do they get aggressive? Do they go into counterpunch? Do they look to kind of fight back, find a pick? Well, that's a swing there from Dirty that is shut down by Brendo. I think this is a case where GG have kind of just slowed things down a little bit. Let's hold angles. Let's see if they peek into us. Let's see if we can find something. And that's working out for them in this round. They've kind of slowed it down. Polarazi with a good kill. But hey, they've got bodies. They've got numbers. They've got a bit more map control about them this round from GG. So they're able to get the swift trade, 4v2. Supernova not really getting as much to happen for them in this round.
Yeah, GG are playing this so smartly. I really like the way that they are doubling up on their entries, and they always have Wettables here ready to watch the fallback.
Well, Pinku knows, though.
Yeah, but Bappin is still trapped on the yellow stairs. He can't retreat because Wettables is watching it. Even though they know about that position,
this could be a 2v2. If Wet goes in for the vault...
He's not going to chase him.
Well, it's 20 seconds and you're on the attack. You've got to do something here, right? So if Pinku's patient enough, he gets the kill onto Fisher.
Oh my God!
The entry point. Poor timing from Wettables, and Bappin was able to rotate and help out, and suddenly Tuhan, the newest member, with a great kill onto Pinku, makes it a 1 versus 1 as he gets the kit onto the floor against Bappin.
Another chance to prove himself for Tuhan, but he is too late. Supernova continue their form. 3 in a row, 3 different bomb sites, and GG are yet to find a round with this new roster.
They had their timeout, right? They took it up to the second round, so they've already taken it. And then they lost. And then they lost, and we already know that if you take a timeout, the statistical likelihood is it increases into the next round. Now, it
was a 2v4, man.
Yeah, but they had good positions. Pinku didn't move. We didn't see Bappen move. They held good angles and they had at least information on 2 players. You hold that, you know they have to attack. There's 25 seconds left. They need to move. We don't have to. And as soon as they moved into position, and because they were so late, Bappen gets a kill, rotates, finds another. By the time Werdables made the entry, it was already too late.
What boggles my mind is, as you said, right, you were like, oh, Werdables can't jump in. Well, he's not meant to jump in. He's meant to watch the fall off.
But the others die, he has to do something.
Yeah, but that's the thing, GG. They just need to focus on getting the guy on yellow stairs to fall back, take a fight. And instead, they just peek him with one guy and then ignore him. Where's the util? Where's the flood? Where's the refrag? You need to push that player down the stairs. Even if it costs you 1 life, it's a 4v2. How do you lose a 4v2?
I think, again, it's easy to kind of look at that in terms of the pessimistic side and say, well, how did GG lose a 4v2? But I look at it more like, I know why Supernova were able to win that back because of their positioning. Even like for the sake of... Was that a laugh from Rob in the background?
Sounds like
I don't blame him, to be honest. I'm just trying to do the job.
He's just enjoying your analysis, and I am too.
More than anything, I think for Supernova, they didn't panic. I think teams previously in Oceania League would have panicked there as those 2 players. They would have started to run around, not sure exactly where everyone's coming from. They looked like they actually had a bit of an idea as to the push of GG.
And patience is certainly paying off for Supernova. They know that GG are actually playing really slowly. And sometimes a little rat position here, a bit of patience there. Safe aggression like this. I mean, this is a smoke SMG-11 spawn peak on Consulate. Very rare we see something like this.
He's just a silly cat.
He is. And he's enjoying himself as well. He actually might find a kill here. The Zero does punch out his gadget. The Samcam will likely be shot. There you go. We're back on the top floor. This is a very hard bomb site to crack, by the way. And GG are already lacking momentum. They've used their tactical timeout, but Suhan is finding picks.
That's a big kill. Bappen's been great. He's the one that's been able to run around, click heads. Up to 8 kills inside of 4 rounds is a pretty insane scoreline. In fact, it was technically 3 rounds. He got nothing in this. Logic Bomb used. Meatjammer helping out for Quixley does block that. But again, this is somewhat similar to the last round where GG have slowed the pacing down. They want to just see if they can find a couple of picks here or there. And then it comes down to that late round execution where they did collapse in that last round. So I'm very curious to see how it's going to work out for them here. As you said, site can be difficult to crack. 90 seconds. Yes, you've killed 1. Another Logic Bomb utilized here along with the Korn Hive Launcher as Palarasi finds another kill. He's been good for at least 1. Fisheye guy forced out of that position. But like the previous round, they're finding kills. This time they're able to double down, not losing anyone else. Becomes a 4 versus 1. And GG are going to get their first round on the board.
Yeah. This is pretty much a done deal. It's been very well played by GG. Just inch away, get a small advantage, and then consolidate. No need to do anything fancy. No need to overthink.
Back to basics.
Yeah. It's exactly what Vinny was saying on the desk. Far too many teams try and get fancy with it. And GG know that really all they have to do is hold their solid positions. Nice to see Pinku back in the server, though.
He's a good player. Yeah. I don't know if like for him, like whether or not like substituting or not playing full time is something that's going to be prolonged.
Well, I know the reason he got dropped by the old Antic roster was because he couldn't commit enough time to play full time. So I do assume that being sub is partially his choice.
Kind of like Vinny.
Yeah, sure. We can ask him about that when we get back to the desk later.
What you're saying is Pinku's going to be joining us in a couple of years. On the
well, we'll see.
How many rounds do you think for Supernova is good enough here at Defense Consulate against GG?
Good enough to look good or good enough to confirm?
I'm going to say to win. I want to win the map. Do you reckon they need 4?
I think they need more than 4 to confirm a round win. Like, if you
think GG will be dominant on defense?
I just think that, like, if this goes 3-3, GG will have just won 3 rounds in a row. They'll have that momentum. They'll be looking incredibly solid. Even down from a 4-2, GG will look good. It's Consulate, after all. Like, this map is really solid for defense. Even in a world where Supernova go 5-1, I still wouldn't count GG out. That is the reputation these guys have earned after a year and a half of being the best team in this region.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you're spot on. I think sometimes we can get a little bit carried away with things like Aura and they're the villains and the bad guy arc. But you're right, in terms of the prowess that they possess and what we've been able to see from them for years now. And even Tuhan, he's no slouch and he's been around a long, long time. He certainly knows his way within the server. He's been grinding since the old T2 days. I don't know if he ever played Tier 3, but...
Tuhan, I remember he won Challenger League way back in, was it 2021 or 2022? With
21.
Fury.
Yeah. with Brendo.
Yeah. Oh, man. The good old days, huh?
Yeah, so, like, yeah, absolutely. I think for Supernova, I think 4 would be good. I think you'd be happy with 4.
So just to go further into this, like in stage 1, Blitz was by far the best defensive rated team. 77% defensive win rate overall.
Overall, yeah.
Not just on one map or another, overall. And Odium, for example, which is what the Supernova roster was, 56.
Wow.
Leagues apart.
Yeah, not even in the same conversation. So far, though, Supernova putting in a really good shift on Consulate. 2 rounds to go. As Quixley finds himself over towards Admin, maybe sensing the ability to get aggressive once again. I do wonder if Supernova kind of put a bit of stock into getting this opening kill, catching someone off guard from GG to try and open up the round, make it a little bit more difficult for GG to get that map control, get into key positions. Love the live drone here for Fisho. Yeah, that's a free push through Electrical. Yeah, but I think you can clearly see the opening 3 rounds. GG looked like they wanted to go quite fast, pick up that pacing, take Supernova on. They've slowed it down. They're playing their style of Siege a bit more.
But I do like that Supernova is still going for these roams. I think especially a fallback style roam where you shoot drones and then waste more time. That's exactly what seems to be working against GG. And Fisho's found the opening kill. Likely to be an exchange here. Brendo's waiting patiently and wins his.
Yeah.
They're
just pushing into them. This is the issue. This is where it's changed after going up 3-0. Finally over towards Cafe, we see Pinku get a kill onto Fisho. GG making a bit more of a push towards the site. The drop down successful though from Razi. The turnaround shot into Brendo was absolutely fantastic. And suddenly the round a little bit more winnable for Supernova. Into a 2v2. Flashes to avoid. Still over a minute, James. There's a lot of time on the clock.
And if Palarazi keeps landing shots like that, this could be a quick end to the round. He knows where both these players are. The flash blinds him, but only for a brief moment. Wedables and Tuhan have got to nail this in.
They know where the last one is.
Tuhan's down. Big 3K for Palarazi. Huge round from him. Supernova. They've locked in that they're going to win this half, but can they get a 5th?
Yeah, so 90 seconds gone into the round. We get the replays here perfectly. Look at that. Brendo holds the angle. Why Supernova are starting to push? They're getting a little bit antsy on the defense. They want information because the way that GG are playing that round, slow. A lot of exterior gameplay. They're trying to get drone, get a lot of information. They're not pushing in. Slow, slow, slow. Okay, so Supernova start pushing. They lose 2. 5v3 in favor of GG. What do they do with that? They hit the go button. Yeah. They're just like, oh, well, we can hit site now. We've killed half their team. No, that's not how it works. Palarazi gets a double kill, and suddenly you're still trying to hit site with a minute 12 on the clock, and you're not playing off each other from 2 different positions. And so therefore, for Supernova, it's very easy. I know where he is. I know where he is. Let's double up. Really well played from Supernova, and they've looked like the better team so far. I know it's Consulate, it's defense, but we talk about what you said, those statistics, 77%, 56%, worlds apart. Yeah. We're not seeing it here in this game.
Yeah, of course, we haven't seen GG on defense yet, and so it may be a different story at the half flip, but rounds like that do give really big red flags. Like you said, they had an advantage, a 5v3 with over a minute left on the clock. That should be a free win on almost any side. But because GG decided, hey, we're in an advantage, let's go, 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 instead of, we're in an advantage, let's really slow it down and just trade out every kill, it enables the opportunity for Supernova to have hero plays.
We were doing Asia the other day during the week, and Bleed were the opposite of that. They got a lot of 5v3s, but they played it slow. They knew they had time, play the drone game, information, get into position for executions the way you would for, say, a 5v5. Yeah. GG kind of do the opposite there in that round.
If you treat a 5v3 like a 5v5, you win 100% of those rounds.
Yep, absolutely. Big round coming up. We'll see whether or not Supernova can get to 5. If they do get to 5, do you believe? Oh, you believe a lot more, though. You believe a lot more.
I'll be on a knife's edge if Supernova win this round.
And the most Xenox fun fact of all was the fact that the last time GG lost a game opening play day was against Vincia.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
So it does also show that even if GG end up losing this game, it's not like their stage is over by any means. But, it would be,
but it's certainly a pretty bad sign.
It would be pretty bad. And
pretty embarrassing.
And they can't blame being in the gaming house either.
No. Oh, man. Yeah, pressure is on, that's for sure.
The question now, though, for Supernova is, you've got this lead. How do you kind of, like, not let that get to your head? You look at that scoreboard and you think, geez, we're doing well here, but let's not mess this up. You kind of have to just kind of keep taking it one round at a time. Good entry for Wet. He's been playing well. Got the kill onto Bappin, who has actually gone quiet in the last couple of rounds. Yeah. He was like 8-1, now he's 8-4.
Yeah, Bappin got the opening kill in the first 2 rounds, and every round since, it's been GG finding the first pick. And yet, we've seen them fumble it quite a few times.
Back to the slow approach. Quixie hasn't been flushed out of piano. This is a little bit better from Gaming Gladiators in the sense that they're more focused with unlocking key positions, get themselves into set positions, again, holding these angles. A lot of holding angles, expecting for Supernova to be roaming around, turning around a corner, and then being caught off guard 60 seconds. Hallway control, site control, Palarazi in a good spot where a couple of players could certainly come his way. Sage clears out long desk, starting to make their way towards site.
And there is a rappel on in. Here comes the execute on the top floor, and it is successful for GG. There's still a player in meeting, and he's found one. He's good for a second, perhaps. He is indeed. Pinku's in form. The super sub is here to play.
It's going to need the ace.
He has to do it all, and it's not going to be easy. 3.
2 more for the ace.
Brendo and Fish now. 30 seconds to play with. You saw the first one.
I don't know.
Fisho guy has that diffuser and can start forcing it down, but it's up to Brendo to cover it.
He's got gas, babes.
Yeah, and he's going to use one that does lock Brendo in that room. And he does do a little bit of damage to him, but Fish has jumped out the building!
Down.
This is now a 1v1! You're
going to have to vault it, like right now.
He still has a gas babe left as well! He doesn't have much of a choice! Fisho guy has got to win this! But Pinku is called upon to ace up. He jumps out and gets it! Are you kidding me, Pinku?
Can he get back in time, James?
He's got so much damn time!
He's got so much time. That is an incredible ace. That is one of the best plays from a player that we have seen in this region for years, James. Years. Pinku has just shit all over Gaming Gladiators. Single-handedly, he's wearing a cat hoodie.
This is unreal. A 1 versus 4 ace clutch, including a 1v1. I mean, there were claymores. There was Fisher guy on an upside-down rappel. Here's the 5-1 that you ordered, Jake. GG have used their tactical timeout. This is the debut of the OCE champions with their new player and their new org.
I want to say as well for Pink that my first instinct was like, you got to vault that almost straight away. You try and play that long arm game, it doesn't usually work out from default there. The repeller usually wins that like 90% of the time, James. 90% of the time. You almost have to go straight away to maybe hope that you can catch him off guard. He goes to the gas babe. I think that was tried to be maybe obscure the sound of getting on it. Didn't work. He gets off straight away. He then just vaults it. Lovely kill here with a shotgun. He did understand that that player was there, had that intel. So he goes for it here, very quick, straight off, and then vault out. That's just incredible. That's poor crosshair placement as well from Fisho guy. You got one job. He can only beat you on a jump out. It's the only way he can beat you. Oh my god, indeed. 5-1, and I don't know. If that's not a circuit breaker, I don't know what is. Yes, GG going to the defense, but mentally, that's a tough one to deal with.
Yeah. Holy shit, like that is
11. I'm telling you, President, you don't have a spot anymore. It's happened again.
Note to OCE players, don't go on holiday. Don't ever go on holiday.
Well, I'm cancelling all my holiday plans. I come back and...
It was what happened with Mandy. Mandy went on holiday too, right?
Oh, yeah,
and then we got Vinny.
Well, we're 2 here from Gaming Gladiators on the defense now. Like, they've got to find a way. They're a team that can certainly mentally get over the hurdle of that round. They know that the weight of that round is not as big as it may seem, the way we're making it out, the way that Pinku's going to make it out. It's going to get clipped, it's going to get shipped. They know it's just one round. One moment on Playday 1 or Stage 2. It'll be irrelevant in a month's time. So they've got to just be able to move on to this next round, play their best Siege, and they can certainly get back into this. Like you said, even at 5-1, you will still expect GG to get back into the game.
Yeah, you can never count them out. Like, they've earned the right to have your respect, even in a situation like this. But I can't lie if I'd say that I'm starting to doubt. I'm starting to believe in Supernova. These guys are playing it like they have absolutely nothing to lose.
Yep.
And I cannot say the same for our former champions.
Former champions who are definitely vulnerable. That lost aura apparent. But by no means is this one over. 1 round at a time. Oh, wonderful. Bappin, easy entry in towards CO. And that's going to be Fisher on the floor again. 2 and 6. Maybe Oda was right after all. Weatherballs to fall. The trade is swift though from Brendo. Needed that one. The young gun now up to 7 and 6 and certainly doing his part. But Supernova still with the player advantage. Over 90 seconds. So plenty of time here as well. And good ways to still facilitate in towards site 1, E1D. You still got 2 Bs to go and buzz out to get some more information and maybe a headshot angle. If Sage is not careful, Flash to try and get out of this spot for Bappin. Doesn't play off it immediately. Still so much time remaining for Supernova. You get this, 6-1 becomes so much different.
Yeah, but that diffuser has been locked out cold on the ground. I like that Supernova decided to play slow, passive, but finally GG look to re-aggress. Sage has found his, but still the numbers are even. Supernova have to reposition. They're looking for a way back into this round, but that diffuser is still well within GG's clutches, and Brendo's found another kill, making this look oh so much more difficult. But guess who's left? It's Pinku, and he's hungry for more. He is now the last one left.
Not again. Not from here, not without kit. This is a different round. Don't expect it here. 1v3, 40 seconds, no kit. Actually, no, he has got it. Sorry, that's a mistake from my part. But he has to also now plan it. He has to do a lot more in this round than he ever had to do in that last round. This is lockdown for GG. They are very much professional, hold angles, make sure he can't push in here, and because he can't push in here, I can hold this, I'm watching this cross. That's going to be the communications here for GG. He's making noise, they know he's going to be coming in from long. Yeah, he's just making so much presence to try to say, is anyone going to peek here? Is anyone going to actually peek out? And this is really good discipline from GAIMIN Gladiators in the end. Sage goes for the peek, 10 seconds left, still got 2 teammates up. They get the kill, they get the round win, and look, certainly not a lot of smiles on the cameras for GAIMIN Gladiators, but a well-worked round. When Supernova got off to a great start, they were able to reel it back.
Yeah, no, GG did a good job there. They didn't push too quickly at the start. Pinku was cold in that first aggression. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Pinku. I don't know. We're getting the Pinku cam on all the replays.
By the way, Bappin has to swing there. If he doesn't swing, he's definitely just dead anyway. I mean,
so he considered jumping out much earlier.
That wouldn't have been a horrible idea because there was still so much time in the round.
Yeah. I mean, a worse team on the defense might have forgotten that he was still there and might have enabled him to cut off the position. But GG were really patient. They didn't push him straight away. They waited until they regrouped. They got 2 players to swing him at the same time. They confirmed that kill. They guaranteed
Blitz.
it. And yeah, well, I think for Supernova, they're trying to take advantage of the fact that they have been blitzing through this game so far. They've really put their boot at the throat of GG, and they're looking to keep that hyper-aggressive playstyle up. They did it with the Maru and Lion in the first round of attack, and now they're looking to do it with the Blitz and the Dokkaebi here.
Did you become a dad over the break or something? Because your dad jokes have been quite impressive. I heard the 5 sharp one before on the desk. You've got the blitzing now. They're bringing Blitz. I'm sure you've got some kind of ending call cooking up with Supernova. They've exploded like the sun and gone Supernova.
Well, you've just fed it to me now. I'm a dog dad, and we had Father's Day recently.
That is true. EDDs, though, employed Capcan certainly can be a counter to a Blitz that maybe doesn't do their homework. Something to consider. Striker being brought out here as well. Double EMPs, double hard breach, or secondaries. I was actually speaking to Vince here on the desk before, and it's like you've got a hard breach, like a Thatcher with hard breach. Just yeah, that's the power of Striker.
It's like the first operator that can ever hard breach and counter the wall denial as well. It's an awesome combo. And that M4 is such a good gun too, super underrated. Sadly, because Maverick was, I guess, out of the meta for a while, pre-Tubarao. We didn't see a lot of it, but yeah, really don't want to understate how powerful it is. Unfortunately for Dirty, he's actually had a shocker of a match so far.
Yeah, didn't even look at that to be honest, because I've been mesmerized by Silly Cat Enjoyer and to a degree Bappin. I think Palarazi's also played quite well in this game. There's definitely, I think, a lot to GG, though, where you kind of look at it from the team aspect and think there's so much that they can improve on. Yeah. Ways for them to get better in this series, though. So for Supernova, I do wonder if they try and pick up the pace here on the attack, try and get this game over before GG kind of cook and find a way back into this, because they're certainly capable, especially on defense. Drone economy is shocking, though. You've got a minute 40, and you got 2 drones left.
Well, that's the power of the Solus and the Mute and the fall-off foam from GG. It's a really good macro strat that we're seeing from them. Pinku's been really hot in his shot today. But even with this logic bomb, I think it's going to be hard for him to walk away with a pick here. He's got a 90-degree angle holding him, and the aggression from Sage confirms that kill.
Big kill for Sage. Yeah, Pinku.
Oh, wow.
Didn't have a lot of information. Yeah, wow, indeed. Quixie on 2 HP, by the way. His second logic bomb. Pistol out.
What is this?
He didn't have enough health, though, to survive that one, and this is just a lost round. This is absolutely a lost round. This is actually a really well-worked strategy from GG, as you mentioned, kind of with the Mute Jammer, the Solus. You're able to deny a lot of information. Those drones, in terms of that economy, it got shredded so early into the round. Flawless, difficult bomb site to take for attack, and we didn't really see the Blitz, I think, employed the way I maybe envisioned it would.
I don't know what the plan was.
I don't know what the plan was.
It was legit. I think Quixie was just like, I seen something, and he went for it. No one else did at the same time. It was a bit messy.
Oh, it looks like Wedables is a Silly Cat Enjoyer as well.
One of my favorite uniforms on the smoke. Never gets old.
This is where, though, if you're Supernova, and you know full well, you've got the history lesson from GG that they can come back and they can win this game 7-5, to be honest. Yeah. So this is where teams can struggle to close out. And I am incredibly curious to see what Supernova's going to do, because that round certainly wasn't good enough. They might have looked at that site, though, and just said, yeah, we're probably not going to get this one. Let's see if we can do something crazy. They go with the Blitz again. We'll see if that stays locked in.
Yeah. Oh, just talking about this side swap, of course, Supernova on the attack, GG on the defense. Would you believe the best two attacking percentage teams in Stage 1 were actually Bliss and Odium, now GG and Supernova. So even though GG are so good on their defense, I don't want to count Supernova out because they have historically been one of the best attacking favored teams. And while we didn't really see that in that round just past, I think the first round had a lot of teeth to it. My concern is, like, do they feel like they have to cheese around?
Yeah.
I think that I'm starting to see that. Like, they're not looking to play slow methodical for the most part. They always have some kind of cheese element, like the Blitz. And that's okay if it's well thought out. Last round, I just don't think it was.
Well, if you're going to play slow methodical, usually you've got to obviously have a really good strat in mind as to what you want to execute. Everyone needs to be on the same page. I don't know if they've got that in them. I think they just want to try and hit fast. Straight in towards site. Expo opened up. Palarazi on the Blitz. Okay, well, he did get the flash, but he is struggling to get this kill onto Tuhan. Eventually, we'll find it. It's, yeah, not clinical enough. And because that took so long, Fisher was able to rotate in, help out. That was actually kind of poor from Palarazi. I think he'd love to have his time again there and get that kill a bit sooner to then turn around and challenge Fish.
Absolutely. Especially because no one from Supernova was able to jump straight into the closet after him and prevent that re-aggression from Fish. Meanwhile, though, Dirty does finally get his first frag on the board up from the CEO windows. It does feel like this push from Supernova is very disjointed, though. Like, it was just at the Blitz.
It's like a ranked game.
Threw whatever he could at the wall, and the rest of the team is doing something else.
That's what I was going to say as well, in terms of that slow methodical play. So you almost need the other team to feed into you as well. So if you're GG, you can get away with it, because you know these other teams are going to be moving around, they're going to be peeking, they're going to get antsy. But I don't know if GG themselves typically will feed you. I don't know how Wettables died, outside the fact that obviously Dirty has finally got himself a kill. Good on him.
It was on a repel from
But
CEO,
like, that's
so
a case of, did Wet swing that? Did he peek that? Because he certainly doesn't need to.
I think he just didn't know about the position and
Maybe.
he was walking around in CEO. Similar, Fish does not know about the position of Quixie downstairs. There was no one on the default cam to call, which is a big blunder since two players were dead. And you can see Tuhan quickly flicking all the cams, but mostly they are focusing on that one cam on site that Fisher guy is watching. I think it's such a shame for GG that no one was watching the basement cam.
Yeah, and that's a fine flank, I think, from Fisher guy, from Dungeon over towards Bot Spiral to try and get a bit of a flank potential towards yellow side and see if you can catch some from Supernova in the back later in the round. But as you said, they just didn't realize that Quixie had already beaten him to the punch in terms of getting to that position. This is actually a much more well-worked round from Supernova that I question what the hell happened in the last round, because this looks far more fundamental from them.
Ironic, because the Blitz was really just a one and done. But the rest of the push has been really good. I think they've read GG well. Sage is just trying to make more vert. I mean,
yeah, I get it.
It's desperate, though, because you want to be using that C4 for a kill for Plantinal, but instead he's using it for vert.
Yeah, I guess when you're up second floor, though, at that point, your chance of really using it to get that kill is probably lessened already. Expecting the push, Brendo. Well, they've actually double stacked this. Took him a while to actually get that down. He's the last one up, by the way. And I don't think he was expecting Pinku to be right there. It looked like he went for the flush. It looked like he wanted to kill the downed player more so than take the fight with the second player. Big round win for Supernova, and they've got themselves match point, and Bappen has made sure of it in chat saying, hey guys, just letting you know, it's match point.
3 rounds in a row will be needed from GG to push overtime. They're certainly capable, but the fact that we're even here, Jake, is almost inconceivable. I can hardly believe it, especially after such a rough start from Palarazi. Yeah, he finds one, but this was well salvaged round by GG. Both Wettables and Tuhan were on the same camera. Both of them were on the camera in sight. No one was flicking. Fisher guy would have survived if one of his dead teammates had just been flicking all the other cams. They would have got an audio cue on Quixie while he was walking down the dungeon stairs. That is so minute, but so devastating for Fish.
It's definitely the little things that you feel like over the years, the team like GG, who's been to a lot of international events, they've boot camped, they've been able to verse a lot of these top teams, EUL, NAL, Brazilian teams, for example, that these are the little things you would imagine throughout lots of VOD sessions and reviewing a lot of their games. They would be able to pick up on these tiny little aspects that maybe in Oceania we would expect from some of these other teams, but not from these guys.
Straight up, you have 2 players alive, and there are at least 3, I think it's only 3 or 4 cameras that were actually up, and both of them are on the same one. Because both of them were worried about the rush, but you only need one person on that camera. There's no point having 2 on it, because you're not going to both be calling the same information.
It's either lazy or you don't trust your teammates.
I think it's just miscomm. Like, they're not saying, I'm watching this cam, you flick. And that just led to them losing a player. Fish died because of it. And the round collapsed because of the numbers advantage that Supernova was able to achieve. There's no doubt where the momentum lies now. Supernova have now won an attacking rounds, and with that, match point is before them. All they need is a single more attack, and they get the full 3 points against the 3-time champions of the region.
Again, wouldn't be the first time these guys have dropped the map. But it has become more of a habit, has it not, James, within the last, say, 12 months? It's slowly but surely creeping in. When you go back, say, 12 months ago, it felt like they were consistently flawless, untouchable even.
It's especially a red flag if it's against a team like Supernova, which was...
Well, we said the same thing about against a team like Kelton's Knights.
Yeah, but to be fair, Kelton's Knights, you understood where they were coming from. They were, like, established players. They just played really good individually.
We'll ask Vinny that.
Yeah, we can grill him about how do you beat Bliss, how do you beat GG later on.
I think the difference this time, right, is all the external factors as well. And so much change. New coach, Oda out, the way it happened.
And you know what will be the worst thing about Supernova winning this game? We don't get to ask GG about that fish move. The tease that Oda gave us. Imagine we don't even get to ask them.
What if we don't ask them at all stage long? I'm joking. 90 seconds left in this 10th round. Supernova up 3 rounds. It would be overtime required for Gaming Gladiators to get this one back. Silly Cat Enjoyer. I do wonder if we will see more of him throughout this particular stage. Good old Pinku. Slow approach. Supernova not wanting to overcook it. We saw Bap in the chat. Mentioned the fact it's match point. I can't wait. If they win this game, what will be said in the chat? Surely Oda related. And surely Oda's watching right now. So hello, Oda.
Oda's having the best time of his life right now watching this match.
He won his game. He won his debut with Chiefs. They're back. He's watching his old team. Well, honestly, get kind of shat on.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't know what that was from Sage. Just an over dry peek towards top spiral. Easy kill for Bappin. He gets to double digits now, 10 and 7. Has been great. Did a lot of his work in the opening half when they needed the, well, early kills in the defensive rounds. Weatherpools takes this hallway position, plays behind the shield, but he looks under stress.
Oh, no!
He is surrounded. Falling apart is Gaming Gladiators as Supernova look to try and seal this win.
And all they have to do is continue marching forward. They've trapped Fisho Guy in a corner. Like a corner animal, he will spring out. Brendo's found 2, but has been taken down. Fish for a swing. And now it's all up to Quixie. But Gaming Gladiators do not know where he is. He might be able to pick up his teammate. So Palarazi's back. Fisho Guy goes down.
At him?
It's all up to Tui.
No time. There's
this
no time.
Is where he must earn his place.
Oh, don't peek for the love of God.
There's no time. And so thank God. Gaming Gladiators have won it!
Just stop peeking! There's like 4 seconds left. Why are you running at them? Maybe he thought he was playing. I don't know. Like, what the hell? There's like 3 seconds on the clock.
Jake, we have to maintain our composure. There's still 2 more match points to get
to maintain their composure. Don't look at me. Look, honestly, that was such a messy round. I feel like Supernova certainly had that as a winnable round. We didn't quite catch the POV when Fish got that kill, but it was an instrumental one. The Nitro Cell here from 2-1 is big. It does get the kill onto Quixie. Palarazi, yeah, there's no time at that point. But even the slight movement to the left at first from 2-1, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And then he doubles back down. Thankfully, doesn't peek, doesn't swing. 4-6. Oh boy, okay. Well, they get to head towards basement as well. This actually should make it 5-6 unless they really balls this one up. This is going to be a good game, James.
It already has been. Too good. I don't know how I'm going to be able to recover from this one. I mean, GG. If they are able to make a comeback and win this game, that speaks volumes about this team. Like, obviously, this is already a huge blunder from them. Like, where everyone's looking at them being like, how are you going to overtime? How are you losing points against Supernova? But if they come back from here, I think that speaks volumes about how far they've come in only a couple of weeks with Tuhan to be able to maintain their composure and come back from
That's how you get some positive aura.
It is. I mean, man. Already OCE is playing with my heartstrings and we're barely halfway through the first day.
You wouldn't get this in EUL. Not one bit. No, I agree wholeheartedly. It would speak really to their mentality as a roster, as a team. It's very easy. There's a lot of shit talk going your way. You're labeled as the villains coming into this stage. Very easy to just feel like the world's against you. We're playing poor. They know they can play better than this. They know that they probably shouldn't be in a dogfight with Supernova, but this is the reality of the situation, and they're just slowly navigating it. Logic Bomb used early here from Quixie. It really does kind of feel like that. If it's not Pinku, it's not Bappin. Sure, we're seeing some work from Palarazi, but Dirty Quixie struggling to kind of get their feel for the game and get involved and get some really good impact kills. Please don't walk through the EDD. Please don't walk through the EDD. Please, please.
He knows about it.
I know, but I've seen players look at it and still walk past it. I've seen that happen.
There you go. He shoots it out.
Just
He moves on forward. You can breathe a sigh of relief there,
PTSD,
Jake.
okay?
Don't worry, Jake. Bappen's got your back.
I think it was in Korea League.
Yeah, probably. Sounds about right. Bappen's just waiting. He's playing the Nook, perhaps in anticipation of the new buff that Nook will be receiving in the upcoming patch, but it hasn't come through as of yet. And so it still is tried and true old Nook. He's looking to make his way forward. His angle is being watched. He's so close, and he loses his fight to Brendo. 15 kills on this man, by the way. There's a reason why we brand him as the best player in this region.
Yeah, he's the young GOAT for a reason. 15 and 8. Turbulent time for the roster, and he takes the mantle as saying, hey, I'm the guy that's going to be able to get these kills and get us in a good position. That's a good swing. Of course, if he loses that, I'll probably say it's a bad swing, but that's just the life of a commentator.
Do you think Brendo is as good as Geo in his peak?
Well, I think Brendo certainly got the ceiling that he can go past the peak of Geo.
That's impressive. And Wettables has found...
This is a one round. This is a site, to me, that Supernova just don't know what they're going to do. This is the second time in a row. They don't even look close to taking this site.
Yeah. Despite
every other round in this match actually being like really close for either side, this particular site they've just really struggled with.
Yeah. They didn't really have much of a plan last time they attacked it, and here they've just been picked apart piece by piece. I don't even know where Wettables got his double, but he's now made it a 3.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's better from GG. They look a little bit more locked in, playing the game plans. They understand, okay, these guys don't know what they're doing. Lock down these positions, do what we got to do. This is the big round now. Round 12, 6-5. I'm going to say this now. If GG get this to OT, they probably win this. They probably win this.
Can we get call from production? Who starts defense in OT? I'm making vicious eye contact with our observer right now, and he is not looking at me. You guys don't know? You guys should know this. Come on. That's disappointing. Anyone know?
Rob.
Anybody know?
I feel like Rob would know. Defender.
No, but who? Which team? He doesn't know.
Just take a guess, because it's 50-50. GG. Rob said GG, start defense. Oh, he was right.
There you go. Okay, GG is defense first. Thank you, our lovely producer. So, look, I'm inclined to agree with you then. If they push overtime and they have defense start, well, it will have been 10 rounds of defense to 2 rounds of attack in the match.
Well, Quixie hovering over the Blitz, which yeah, I like that. Please, the Blitz hasn't worked for them.
Nah.
It hasn't really worked for them.
Dokubi's very much the meta
abuse that Dokubi before. You can't abuse it as much anymore.
Yeah,
slight change up to it. It will be
less still be able to abuse it.
less of an entry and more of like a late game operator.
Yeah, I'm really keen to see the new patch come through. Really keen to see the new op as well in action. I think people are going to innovate with that like crazy. But of course, we get to see a few more play days.
And no more quarantine. Gone are those days for many a time now, and so I guess come straight. Do you think it'll actually be used much?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
But who knows? For now, we'll keep our heads in this game because...
As well, I mean, I was thinking back to like when Tubero came in, everyone was like trying to get it banned for SI.
Yeah, well, at least the nurse came in thick and fast for Tubero.
Do wonder what's going on in the comms for Supernova, though. They've had a big lead. They started a little bit of talk and chat with the match point. It was up 6-3. They would have been feeling confident. They've been playing really well. That's a lot of information from Wettables.
And they're so close to walking on this soft floor as well. The thing is, once they move in Visa, they're unlikely to actually walk and stand on that soft floor for too long. They've actually gone into admin. He still should be able to see them a little bit in admin when they're close to him. This is a potential first kill, but it goes begging. Wet does find his pick, and it is Quixie, a good player to take down, but not the top fragger on Supernova's side.
Polarize's played well this game. I think he's done a lot of the little nice things. He hasn't gone and popped, 3-4 kills in a row, but he's constantly getting at least one. He's getting at least his own and trading every now and then, being a good team player, carrying the diffuser right now. Wettables still trying to find this information from Towers, which, I mean, so far throughout this particular round, he's just been so privy to this information due to the cardiac sensor. In at 30.
And yet it did lead to Tuhan getting a kill. I mean, that was on the back of Wet's information. Tuhan went hunting and he lost his fight. So perhaps just a bad read on the situation. But for now, pressure on the top floor. Yeah, here's a good mirror position. We need Bappen to come over and clear that with his Ash.
Yeah, he's got so much time. You don't need to be just playing this by yourself. Good little peek. Okay, there's the mirror. Deal with that. Get the breaching round in from Bappen. Also, along with the Kwan Hive launcher. I don't know if that's doing too much, though, on the wrong side of the wall. Mute Jammer in place as well. Oh, what an angle from Bappen! unlocks that mirror wall. Drop down from Sage, he knows he needs to get involved. 50 seconds, 4v3, Wettables 2. Time to get off of that cardiac sensor and get into the server and help out because Supernova with a super lead.
Yeah, this is going to be really hard now for GG. They're looking to play plant denial, but Wettables doesn't have his C4, so Sage has gone into the basement now because he's the only player on the roster with a C4 remaining. Now, Fish has to be the player on site to try and cause a ruckus to make sure that Supernova can't flood and maintain a fast plant spot. That's why he's here. He's the man in the most dangerous position right now, and he needs to have an impact for GG. But he's yet to be spotted, and time is ticking away. Supernova may have the advantage, but the clock is GG's best friend. Wettables will hold his nerve here, and Fisher guy's done well on the site. Silly Cat Enjoyer is looking real silly right now as he falls lower and lower HP.
Dead.
The C4 denies the plan and denies the win for Supernova. GG are not done yet. They will stay here in this match till their dying breath from 5-1 and into overtime.
Yeah, I mean, this is an incredible comeback from GAIMIN Gladiators. We know this is a roster that has been able to do so much in this region, out of this region, even internationally, but this ends up being one of their best wins if they can get it over the line in terms of the mental aspect, everything that's been said about them. The way that they've even played in this game hasn't been their best. Supernova's been really good, but they've just been able to manage it so well. This is the kind of game you kind of look back on and say, like, we didn't play great, but we're super happy with the way we got back into the game and started to turn things around. That's not an easy thing to do. They took their time out as well, James, if you remember, second round. So it's not like we...
And they lost on the back of it as well.
Yeah, they did lose off the back of it. So, like, this has been a really good turnaround. They go double defense Consulate now. They know that Supernova can't win this site. So if Supernova's going to win this, it's going to have to be in the 15th round. It's going to have to be an 8-7 win because there ain't winning basement here on attack.
Supernova haven't even got a kill attacking this bomb site yet.
I'm not surprised.
Two flawless rounds from GG. And I expect it'll be much the same story. GG aren't going to change up too much here. They're still leaning into this mirror, which I think is a great pick. The one spanner in the works is this Vigil, hoping to have a little bit more roam presence.
I don't even know if they need the Vigil, though, James, because I feel like a lot of the time Supernova's dying because as soon as they try and actually get towards basement, they don't know what to do. So if anything, the roam game, I'm saying it early here, it could backfire. If like Tuhan dies in an engagement, it becomes a 5v4, that could change the round for Supernova where it's like, hey, we got numbers now. Now we can actually hit site a bit more direct, play the trade game because we got the numerical advantage. So do need to be careful and mindful of that. He's already second floor, so I imagine he is going to play extensive on that Vigil.
Well, I tell you what I hope GG are planning to do. They got two traps and they got the Vigil. Now that is a lot of utility and operators that really just give a headache to the attack. Make them have to check everything, make them have to think about everything, make them have to be thorough. And what I want GG to do is have that util there, use that Vigil ability, but don't actually play that aggressive. Still play quite safe so that you don't concede any advantages. Just burn time. That's all that matters now for GG, because when it comes to the late round, if you've got players up, you're not going to lose. Shoot drone, fall back. That's all this needs to be.
Yeah, especially when you're playing that Vigil as well. You don't even have to fall back that aggressively. It's not like you're going to run back site. Yeah, I mean, GG have really been able to turn this around. So impressed. We know their quality. We're not surprised necessarily with the way that they've been able to bring this game back. But they really did look like they were struggling big time, especially after that first half. And to their credit, they have looked really good. There's an engagement, though. Brendo loses out to Pinku, trying to play off of that goo mine that he himself placed. 15 and 10 for Brendo, but he'll sit the rest of this round out. I did say it. Coming into this round, if you play that roam game up above, you could give Supernova a look in. If they find a couple of kills, 90 seconds, 5v4, there is that advantage. And you've still got a Vigil that if he loses this, it's 5-3, you can hit site. A site that's struggled with so much on, but it's an EDD from Wettables that catches Palarazzi, and a chance for Tuhan to double down. Advantage flipped from 5-4 to 4-3.
This should be over for Supernova. GG are in a good position. Oh, a bit awkward there. Bappin's position exposed. Quixie's found his pick from the breach. Yeah, I think Fish must have a little bit overpicked his position. Now, GG, even though this is numbers even, they just have to play passive in their positions. Oh, Quixie, he dismantled that mirror position. That's how he got his pick. This is actually quite winnable for Supernova.
Have they opened up main breach? Oh, my God. What's some kind of angle? Yeah, okay, there is a way through.
It is so close.
Now, don't have smokes. Typically, it helps that aid in towards site. 30 seconds, James, 3v3. But again, getting Dirty in is going to be quite difficult.
Oh, Dirty!
The yellow ping! There you go! That's
Oh,
a
no,
huge
Dirty.
kill on to Sage. There's not much time. Wedables and Tuhan need a clutch up.
Tui's here in position to prevent Dirty from marching forwards any further, but Dirty takes his head off!
Oda would have won that.
The unlosable site might just be lost by GG.
Nah,
the
Wedables got no idea.
is out of position, but Bappen finishes the round. And we have to eat our words, Jake. Supernova have another match point.
I said exactly how this round would play out. I said you're going to play their own game up above. Someone's going to lose. You've got now player advantage. You're going to be able to
this was unlosable, this bomb site.
Well, that was before I saw them locking in things like Vigil and playing the Legion up above and playing off a Guma and thinking that you can just swing it for free. Not at this level, not against these guys. Really well worked around from Supernova. Certainly not as direct, hitting more of the backside. And yeah, I mean, just so much swinging at the end there from GG. Tendencies we saw a bit more of in the opening half where they were going for more dry swings. They certainly weren't holding positions as much. Wedables there, does he need to swing that? Absolutely not. But he just felt pressured.
Yeah, losing Fisher guy on that mirror position, contesting the breach, it's
a shame we didn't get that PV.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's pretty clear what was going on. Fisher guy's mirror got destroyed by the Ash, so he held an angle instead of playing behind the mirror, and he simply lost. And probably a 50-50 fight. Maybe it was favored towards him, but he lost it. I mean, he's not playing with an ACOG as well against a player with a magnified scope outside the breach. And then at the end of it, you know what it was that really brought it over the line for Supernova? It was Dirty. The guy that was 0-8 in the first 8 rounds.
2-11 at that point.
Yeah, and he's found 2 huge picks, and that has brought this game back into the realm of not just possibility, but probability.
2 chances.
Because Supernova are back on defense. They won 5 out of 6 of these.
Well, they had 3 opportunities to close this game out in the second half, James. Squandered all 3. They get 2 more chances now here into overtime. 1 on defense, then the next on attack. I'm not saying this particular round, round 14, is a must-win, but it is your best chance to win. Because, you know, if you lose this, GG, go back defense, and I don't know if they're going to lose basement again.
Well, GG haven't lost it before. Supernova haven't lost it before on the defensive side. And GG, well, for the first time in this game,
I already like the lineup more of GG in terms of conquering this site, get Expo, piano control, use the RAM, open up the floorboards. They then bring the Glaz. I will then change my tune immediately and go like, what are they cooking? At least it's not with a Sens.
Yeah, well, for a second there, we were looking at a really vert-centric lineup with a lot of roam clear potential. The Jackal, the Dokkaebi, the Ram, and the Buck.
I like the Jackal.
And we still have that, but we've seceded the Jackal. We've still got Dokkaebi for roam clear, but the Glaz is the X factor.
I like the Jackal more than the Glaz until Brendo probably goes and finds 4 kills with it.
Mate, if he can make it work, then we'll eat our words again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Quixie always spawn peeking. He's so keen for it. How does he see? How does he win that?
Oh no, 2 hunts!
He was on camera as well!
No way, the Dokkaebi's in the bin!
That's the one operator that you really can't afford to lose.
No, absolutely not.
Maybe the Thermite as well, but you don't want to be losing Dokkaebi, not when you're dealing with roamers, not when you're dealing with Vigil. Bucket time, he says.
Wow, that is a shot though from Quixie. Well done, my friend. So, such an opportunity now presents for Supernova. Up 5-4 in a match point round against the champions. Against this juggernaut of a roster. Question marks in the offseason regarding roster moves. And if anything, they lose this, more questions that we will need answers to, but we'll have to wait a week to get said answers at the very least.
I mean, that'll be the most disappointing thing about GG, losing the fact that we won't get the interview with them. This is so late. Half the round is done. The roam is not clear. The hatch is not open.
You know what I love? Quixie actually, from second floor, spawn peak, now plays first floor, knowing that he's probably going to get hunted down second floor, play a bit closer towards site, around where a couple of other players, so Bap and Polarity can maybe trade off him. It's kind of that fallback mentality. Got my one, but now I'm giving up that second floor. We'll go play first floor. So a lot of time being wasted here because GG is still clearing up second floor. And they've still got, Fisher guys outside. Wedables by himself, first floor. What happens? There's 3 players that could run into him. So now they say, 60 seconds. Let's go back through dungeon. Let's play site. This has been a really well-worked round from Supernova. Except for Quixie, but he's the Vigil. Will it work? Yes, it will!
Position.
Wedables not ready for it, and suddenly Supernova are on the verge of stealing a map against GAIMIN GLADIATORS to kickstart Play Day 1.
And to kick off GG's debut with their new org, with their new player, with their new coach. Supernova have everything they have ever asked for right now. A 5v3 on a very defender-sided bomb site, on a defender-sided map.
You got Glaz as well, James. Not really the operator you probably want in this situation. Sage, huge kill. Time for him to activate, but he's down to 9 HP. 20 seconds as well. There's not much time. Fisher guy's already being in a bad spot, but he gets the kill somehow. Fisher activates and he can get the plant down. Quixie takes the kill onto Sage though. Plant is successful, and this is where the Glaz can certainly make a mark. Another kill. Fisher guy! He's done it again, as always. 2v1 now for Quixie. Knows where they are. The flash, unsuccessful.
Not another race! Surely not another race for Supernova! This game has been here for Quixie all along. And now Brendo has to save it.
Stick it.
Pros don't fake. Pros never fake. Brendo doubles back again.
He's got his win.
He's got to delay time.
Brendo!
Brendo will not lie down and die.
Oh, what a round. Oh my goodness. There's just too many twists in that tale for us to dissect in such a short amount of time. Supernova really should have won that round, but Fisher guy winds back the clock. For just a span of 20 seconds, he finds 3 kills and gets the plant down.
That was amazing from Fish. Like, don't bench him, by the way.
But he's always capable of that. 2 versus 3. Quixie gets himself a 4th kill in the round. He then knows full well that Brendo's outside of yellow. But there's not much he can do about it. He wants to stick it, but the footsteps get him off.
How close was he?
And because he wasn't that close, but because he was on it long enough, he felt like Brendo was going to actually swing that, and he had too long left on it. I think he made the right call probably getting off it, because Brendo would have just swung, killed him, but...
I mean, it takes immeasurable finesse for Brendo to keep his cool in that moment.
Oh, absolutely.
And yet he did. He nailed that last kill. And this has gone the distance. This is a 15-rounder at GG, looking to salvage what's left of their dignity.
Jeez, this would be huge. They would escape with all the points here if they can get this win. What?
2 out of 3 at least.
2 out of 3.
Which, to be fair, is honestly, all the Chiefs could muster as well.
It looked like for a long portion of this game they were going to walk away with 0.
That's the 4th match point they fought against. Now this is the 5th match point against them, but the first time GG are actually in the seat to win this race.
And I tell you, it's taken some individual efforts here. Wettables has had some good moments, but Brendo's been superb. Fisher guy in that moment essentially won them the round single-handedly. To get 3 kills, get the plant down. Like, if he loses that first engagement, he's just dead. That's kid on the floor with like 15 seconds left. Someone has to retrieve that. It's a position that's being watched. I mean, it just goes without saying, but GG now with all the momentum on defense, Consulate to close this out. I'd be really surprised if Supernova could bring this back and win this game, despite having now what is going to be a 5th opportunity in doing so.
I'd love to agree with you, Jake, but Supernova are constantly surprising me. So
that is true. I don't blame you.
I can never count them out.
Look, honestly, Oceania League this stage, I was incredibly hyped, and it has not failed to deliver.
I was thinking for a minute that we were going to overhype things. I mean, we're getting a little bit liberal with all our storylines.
Overhype? Never.
But let's be real. OCE is delivering the most entertaining league, has just turned it up a notch in stage 2.
Let me check my phone. I'm sure Fresh is messaging. He loves it.
Fresh is addicted to this league.
I got a mention here 2 minutes ago. Says Oda would have won that. Loves that call. Well, right now though, we'll see. Tuan gets another go. He has been somewhat quiet, but we've got to give him a break coming into a new roster. Big game as well. Big shoes to fill. This could be his round. He didn't really get a chance in the last one. 90 seconds left. Slow approach. Vulcan canister gets blown up from Brendo, so now that's gone. That's going to give them a bit more of a push in. But so far, these are going back to some of the rounds where Supernova are attacking and things were quite slow. And in the end, GG just hold angles. Supernova push into them, and the round is done. So they've got to be able to just win some critical ones coming up here. That's a yellow ping. Vending. Surely dead to rats here. Palarazi, the flames don't spread enough though.
No way, Sage?
So it hasn't forced him out of position.
Oh my god. He's somehow stayed alive. Now, Bappin's the only one with a nave. That's the only thing that can guarantee that he will have to move. The drone stares at him and says, he is still there.
Follow me.
Sage will not move.
No,
he knows it doesn't matter if he gets a kill. He's just burning time at this rate. It doesn't matter if the Grimm's bees look at him. You can have a ping on him. He times it to perfection.
Why are you turning? That's it,
Sage.
GG.
He's on like he always has been.
Wrap it
and
up.
his brother picks up the pieces. Pinku's going to have to ace clutch again. But I don't think lightning will strike twice. The GG that you know and love is back.
Yeah, massive game. 18 from Brendo. Incredible discipline from Sage. A little bit of hilarity with the drone being thrown his way, but he's too good. He's not going to get bothered by that. 18 seconds, no chance in a 1v5 for Pinku. He's been great. Supernova's been great. But they're only going to walk away with 1 point, James. The champions do not buckle under the pressure.
They never will. And a huge statement has been made from 6-3 down, from 5-1 down.
He never peaked it. He never peaked it.
He never will, because he knows what this roster is capable of. He believes in the risky decisions, in the controversial moves that GG has made. Victorious. Your 3-time champions are here to stay.
Well, 2 points out of 3 is not bad from the position they were in at 1.51, another 0.63, another 0.76. All of those circumstances navigated successfully, overturning 5 match point deficit moments. I can't believe it. Yeah, I kind of can believe it, because it's GG. Yes, maybe some of their aura left behind to the Blitz days. Yes, they've made some controversial moves, but they are still the 3-time champions for a reason.
They are, and they're gunning for number 4, but thankfully, you know what it means? They've won. We get an interview. Can't wait to hear what the boys have to say on the desk.
And truly, I can't wait for the day that Xenox figures out the framing on that camera. A game that really went the distance, and there is no reason in this world that that game should ever go the distance, Vinny. It has done, and it's much more to speak to GG's competence, especially when you go 5-1 down.
Yeah, I think to give all the credit to Supernova and say that first half was definitely 5-1, that's the way it should have been, is probably not correct. I think they were definitely getting themselves, GG, into positions that they wanted to be in. They were in 4v2s, I think, twice. They were in 2v1s. They ended up losing all of those rounds and ended up going down 5-1.